don't understand it. Okay, now we're going to do FTK. This is FTK 1.81.6. It's actually the version that's included with the textbook if you bought it. It's actually as a demo mode. When it first comes up, it's going to ask you something about KFF hash functionality. Just say okay. What KFF is known file filter. For instance, there was a crime, pretend there's a crime at Tinker. Everybody pretty much runs the same base image of Windows, correct? Yeah. So what if I could go into that base image of Windows before it was tampered with, take every hash value of every file that we know is good, and put it in the library?
That means you could disinclude it.
Right, then when I run my scan, ignore all files that we know about. And instantly you're going to see only the files that are edited. Imagine you work at a police department, you're working with child porn cases. You make a library of known child porn. You share it with all the other police departments around. So all they're going to do is you're not sharing the pornography, you're just sharing the hash value of it. So now some other police department can scan evidence looking on known child pornography and instantly say, oh, found porn. So there's a really good benefit of this. So yeah, KFF, you don't need it. But they're always updated. Like whenever there's a Windows update, there's a new one made. Whenever there's a new software, there's always a new one made. You can make your own. Heck, install a piece of software and make one for Adobe. Then you can just share it with people. And then, again, it's just a hash value. So then instantly can, why spend, what's Windows now? 10 gigs, 12 gigs? How long would it take to analyze all that? What if you could ignore 12 gigs?
Anything.
Yeah, but then you have only the stuff that's changed. Okay, so we're going to say okay there. Okay. Now, first thing it's going to do, it's going to come up to you want to start a new case. I don't care. You don't necessarily, well, you're going to need a case, but you can do it again in a second. This is the overview tab. Right now, it's nothing. You all agree with that? There's nothing in there. Okay. I need to add some evidence to this. Okay. So I'm going to go File, Add Evidence. Now it's going to say what? Your name. Now it's asking the questions if I give it when I said you want to start a new case. Got a couple options up here. MD5 hash analysis, not needed for this case. There's the KFF lookup. There's entropy test. You can read what all these do. Okay. The one that's important is data carving. Okay. What you guys were doing was manual data carving. What you're doing. You're carving the data out of the image. Makes sense. So data carving, if you just click that, you can do nothing. Okay. You need to click this options button. Quiet back there. Under the options button, now we're telling you what would you like to recover. Okay. So, based on our project, should we do BMP? Yeah. How about GIF? Yeah. JPEG? Yeah. PNG? Yeah. EMF? No. Okay. PDF? Yeah. HTML? No. OLE? No. Yes. OLE is a Word document. And AOL files? AOL is buddy list. Seriously?
What?
Okay. Now, what happens is, it's only going to carve these type, but still it's not going to do anything for us because there's another checkbox we got to click. Automatically add them to our case. Okay. But you know what? I forgot to do all that. Because one of you is going to forget to do that. So I'm going to show you what happens when you forget to do it. If you checked the box, it would have been done. If you forget it, I'm going to show you how to fix it when you forget it, okay? And if you check that box, we said, okay, 30 seconds later, you're done. But pretend we forgot that box. Now we're going to go next. Now we have to add our evidence. Now, we have an image of a drive. It could be a local disk, could be whatever, but ours is an image. I'm going to go to my desktop, forensics, Lab 2, and I'm going to use last year's image because I would hate to give you the correct answers for this year. That's this one. Now, there's something down here called time zone. Let me explain why that's there. You won't always see that. Does anyone know why you might not see it? Well, fat file systems do not store the time zone. They are offsets from the current time. So, if I'm working on a case from California, I would need to set this to Pacific time. Okay, time zones are very different. NTFS, for instance, that NTFS actually stores the entire date. It's like a Unix date, back since before God and everybody. So I'm going to say Central Time. It's not important for this job. I'm going to say okay. We can add other evidence. We can do all kinds of stuff with it. Now I'm going to say next, and I'm going to say finish. Now this will take a very long period of time compared to the other one. See, it's actually carving those files. It's just not doing anything with them yet. Okay? So when you forget to check it, you're like, great. It didn't do a blooming thing. It actually did it, but you didn't show them to you. Now I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to go down here to Data Carving. I'm going to say, there's that stupid button again. I'm going to uncheck AOL, HTML, EMF, and that was it, wasn't it? You can also tell it to do them based on size, because like JPEGs actually have a thumbnail. It's like Windows icons. Do you really want a 32 by 32 square?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can tell it to ignore those as well. But I'm going to say, okay. Now it's going to add them. I mean, it already carved them. It just didn't add them. So we're done. So let's see how this works. We have total items, 135. I know it's hard for some of you to see that. But like if I click on the graphics tab, there's no graphics. They're there. There's a little checkbox down here called List All Descendants. See, we're stuck. We're on the case level here. If I click this, it'll show everything below that. Because maybe, if you got a 400 terabyte drive or something, which they don't even have yet, but actually maybe you only want to see one directory or something. That's why the List All Descendants is there. Okay. Now you see, there's a bunch of trains. Okay, hence that was last year's project, was trains. Yay! Okay, everybody said, we got images. Pretty simple. Now, again, on the Overview tab, I can click on Spreadsheets. And look what I got. I got an Excel spreadsheet. I'll make this bigger. I got another Excel, another Excel, another Excel, so on and so forth. Okay, now I can go to Documents. I have 11 of them. Now, this is the JPEG's HTML file. Even though we said no HTML, what this is JPEGs have something called EXIF data, which is like GPS and all that other stuff, which we're going to do a project using that later on. But that's where it does that as an HTML file. Okay. And now you can actually click on these, and there's whatever that is. There's another document, so on and so forth. Easy enough. Not all of them will open correctly. You see, that one didn't, but this one will. Okay. Easy enough. How that works?
So we have to count those PDF files as well?
Yeah, actually, I asked you the question how many documents there are.
So just answer 11.
There's 11, exactly.
11.
Okay. I ask you graphics, I ask you spreadsheets, I think I asked you total files, just whatever they are. Okay. Now, that's what you put in the quizzes area. But for the snapshot in the paper, you need to give me a report. Now I'm going to show you how to do the report. Well, say I'm in here at my graphics, and I think that one looks suspicious, and that one, actually those 4 look suspicious. I'm going to right-click on them and say create a bookmark. And I'm going to call them trains. Easy enough, okay? Yeah, you like that? I come up with that name. Okay, so I can do that for graphics. I can do it for documents. I can do it for pieces of text. I can search this thing. I can say, you know what? Is the word train anywhere on here? Oh, yeah. It's on there a bunch. Let's add train. Okay. Then we can see the results, all files. There's going to be a bazillion of them. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So there's 10,000 hits of the word train. Then it'll actually show them to me. Ah, there's the word train in that document. So this tool's very nice. You can do a lot with it. Now, but this is called index searching. Let me explain what that means. When we first brought up FTK and I added the evidence and hit go, that little box came up. It was doing all this stuff. It was actually indexing the entire thing. It made this huge database of everything. We're actually going to be working with that later in another lab. But there's also live search. Live is actually querying the data. You can tell it to look for regular expressions and other stuff. Okay, like in here I could say, I want to do, let's see what I want to do. Let's do a regular expression for credit card numbers. And we're going to say search all files, and it's finding 0. Hell, I don't know how long this will take. Oh, it's going pretty quick. I found none. That's handy. Okay, let's search for, and you can edit these, by the way. Let's do phone number. Hopefully there's a phone number somewhere. Yeah, this is an index search. You can edit that to look for certain things. Oh, we found a couple. Good, good, good. Okay, we're going to quit now. So we're going to go up here, and we did phone number. There you go. There's a phone number.
Hey.
Okay. There's another phone number, another phone number, another phone number. So you can edit that stuff. You can actually edit the expressions, and that's what they're looking for. And this is, it's not that hard, but this is what I had to do to auto-grade Lab 2 to, look for uppercase or lowercase and look for with zeros or without and all that other stuff. So that's what's called a regular expression. It's not that difficult. It's just, it's there. Okay, so not required for this project, just so you know it's there. Okay, so we went through the graphics. We added a couple of them to bookmarks. And if I go over to bookmarks tab, you see I have a bookmark of some trains. Okay, now I am also on this, over here we had a document, I think.
So you want a picture of just that, not...
I want the overview tab, just the numbers area, so I know you did it. Then I want you to create a report, and then once you create the report, give me a screenshot of it, which I'm going to show you how to get there in a second. So I also want to include this document in my report because it's pretty awesome. This is going to be a document. Like that name? It's pretty good. I came up with that one too. Okay, so now I'm going to go File, Report Wizard. And you can give it a name and all that stuff. I really don't care for this. Obviously, in the real world, you would probably put real information in there. I'm just saying. Okay, now, you can read through all these, but yes, I want to include all my bookmarks. Okay, you can read through all these options if you like. And when you make changes to this, when you finish it and you run it again, it'll remember all your changes. She's like, oh, that looked good, but I want to add this one more thing. So you can go back through the wizard, make little changes each time. It's pretty handy. So you go next, and let's say I want to see my graphics, 6 per row. I can export them as a link. I can do whatever I want. Okay, actually, let's do that one. Export as a link. And I can get this by file path. There's just a lot of information. Just walk through and look at it. It's not critical. All I want you to do is add some stuff to bookmarks and include them in the report. Okay, just so I know you found some stuff. Okay, then I'm going to do finish. And it's going to appear. You want to view the report? Yes.
So you said add some stuff.
Right, like the documents and the graphics. Just the stuff that you know is in there. Documents, graphics, spreadsheets, and that's about it.
So it doesn't know nothing particular.
No. I just want to see something in your report. Okay. So I want to see, like if I click on documents, you'll see I have a PDF here. Actually, this one didn't link. Great. But you'll see a PDF. If I click on trains, you'll see I have my graphics here. If I click this, I'll be able to see a full-size picture of it. So it's nothing overly difficult. Okay? Okay. So take a picture of the document so I know you found your added some documents. Take a picture with some graphics on it. And that report's okay, but I want to edit it. So I'm going to go back through again. File Report Wizard. Next. Let's see. I want a thumbnail summary page. That would be a good one. That would show you all your stuff. Okay. Now I'm going to go next. And view it. Yes. So now I actually have a thumbnail page with the graphics on it. That'll be a perfect one. So you can edit this very easily, adding stuff to the report. So, when you get this report done, just take, a snapshot of this. Show me a document or something in there. And take a snapshot of thumbnails. I'll know you got some of the graphics in there. The whole point is, did you figure out how to make a report? It's not difficult. Okay? As long as there's something in there, you're good. I mean, if you give me something where it says select the bookmarks and it's empty, that's probably not the right answer. Okay, so that is how to create a report in FTK. Not that button. Okay. I'll be okay with FTK. So you're going to give me a picture of this up here so I can see some numbers. Really, that way I know you at least did it correctly. Okay. All right, so everybody okay with FTK? Any questions on FTK? You do not have to give me the report, because that was such a big issue. Oh my God, was it a big issue? Don't give me the report. It's just, watch one of the other courses from last year, and that was just like a nightmare trying to get people to give me a report. Because it actually creates it as a web page, but it really creates an index.html, which links to all the other pages. So students would submit the index.html, which is blank, because it's just a link to the other pages. And I'm like, dude, your report's blank. No, it isn't. I got to show it to you. I'm like, dude, you submitted one blank HTML page. I mean, it's so. Okay, so that is FTK. And I'm not going to save it. You can if you want. I don't care. Oh, before I do this, the version of FTK, actually, let me bring that back up. The version of FTK will work for 500 files with no license. So what you guys are doing, it'll be perfect. If you want to make it work with a license, I'll show you where to do that. If you go under Tools, what the heck? Oh, okay, under Tools, Preferences, Network Security Device. Now, when you first time you run it, it's going to come up, hey, I haven't found a security device. Would you like to specify one now? Yes, or else no, then you get 500 files. Okay. And now, the security device, it's right there. cm.cyber.rose.edu. That's all you got to put in there. It's the same for all of our tools. So the security device IP address is cm.cyber.rose.edu. Same for NK, same for FTK, same for PRTK, same for everything. The default port, we didn't change the port. So. Now, if you're doing this on the Rose wireless, I'm pretty sure they block these ports. So we have our own separate wireless, which works fine. But we charge big bucks. All right, is everybody okay on how to put in the security device? If you don't put in the security device, it's going to say, hey, would you like to specify one? And you say no, it's going to say, okay, you're running in demo mode. You can only do 500 files. And that's 500 files at a time. It's not 500 over the lifespan of it. So you do 500 today, 500 next time you start it, 500 the time after that, so on and so forth. So it's kind of cool. All right, but we do actually own this, so don't think you're stealing it or anything. All right, that's the end of FTK.